Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You are welcome again to ChadNass TV. I'm so happy to talk to you today. Now, as you may see here in the title here, prefixes and suffixes. Today's lesson is a kind of continuation of the previous lesson. Means that we are still dealing with the prefixes and suffixes and how we use this in our sentences, okay? So, prefixes and suffixes. In my previous lesson, we talked about prefixes that are used to form verbs. الدرس ديال الماضي كنا تكلمنا على البادئات اللي هما كنستعملوهم باش نكونوا أفعال. Today we are going to talk about suffixes. And suffixes, as you may know, in Arabic هما اللواحق, okay? So we try to give a definition to what do you mean by suffixes. Generally speaking, so we can say that suffixes or a suffix is a group of letters, that we add at the end, not at the beginning, at the end of a word to form a new one, means a new word, okay? That's the meaning of a suffix, okay? So I said that in my previous video we talked about prefixes used to form verbs. Now we are going to continue like this. But we are going to talk about verb forming what? Not prefixes, but suffixes. Suffixes. Now, in English, there are some suffixes that we add at the end of a word to form a new verb. Okay, to form a new verb. So عندنا في اللغة الإنجليزية بعد اللواحق اللي كنضيفوهم في آخر الكلمة باش نكونوا فعل جديد. So here we are going to do the same thing as in the previous video. We are going to see these suffixes. We are going to do this like this chart, and for example, we give some suffix. So this is a suffix. Then the meaning of this suffix, and then we can give some examples. So here, as a suffix, we can talk about en. So en is a suffix used to form a new verb, but it is put at the end of a word, with this word. So the meaning of this, when we say, for example, and the meaning of this en is to make or to become. To make, it may have this meaning, to make or to become something new, okay, or to add to something, to have a new situation. Let's think about some of these verbs that we have en at the end. نفكروا بعض الأفعال اللي هما كنكونوهم بعد en. So example, to lighten, and to frighten. You know, to light means we have the noun. Light means la lumière. To light as a verb, say anara, and to lighten is to make something light. Okay, so here we understand that en gives or makes something light and enlighten. Okay, and frighten, to frighten someone. To frighten someone is to make him frightened. Frighten. When we say I frightened someone, means أرعبته أو أخفته. Okay, يعني كتخلي الإنسان آخر كيخاف, okay, to frighten someone. So this is the first example of a suffix. Let's move to another suffix, which is a. Sometimes some verbs contain this a. Example, the same thing. It means to make, for example, or to make. Let's say to make, and we have some verbs that contain this a as a suffix. We say active. Active is an adjective. But if we want to, and the noun is action, now we want to make a verb from this action. Or, so active is an adjective. So in the exam, suppose in the exam they give you active in between brackets and they ask you to form a verb. So we can say activate. Activate. So here we have en, and we have aid from added to active. So we have to activate, to make something active. إذا هنا المعنى ديالها activate يعني كتخلي شيء ما متحرك activate. So, and then we can talk about here we say eyes and with Z here with Z. Okay, this some verbs can contain this suffixes, and the main is also to make or to become. For example, we can talk about other verb to. Let's say here, because we need here a change, we can say to sympathize, okay, sympathize, and to emphasize, okay. As you may see here, we can put ISE or IZE. In English, there is no difference between the two. The main difference here that you may notice is that the first one, ISE, is a British language, okay? And the second one is American language, is American or is a British American, and the first one is a British language, okay? We use it in Britain, in England, okay? So one is American, this one is American, and this one is British. But generally speaking, there is no difference between the two. You can choose either use this one or this one. So here, sympathize and emphasize, okay? So you may notice here the use of ISE and IZE. So here, some examples of these, and then we move to a last one, which is I, F, and Y. Example, the same thing is to make. For example, in the exam, inshallah, in the exam, in the second year of baccalaureate, they give you a question, say true or false, and we need justify. So, justify, to justify, and we can also add another verb to clarify. Here are two verbs formed with the suffixes. So as you may see here, we have seen some suffixes en, ate, and ise, and if and y. These are suffixes used to form verbs, okay? إذا شفنا في هذا اللسان بعض اللواحق اللي كنضيفوهم في آخر الكلمة باش كنكونوا أفعال جديدة, okay? So I'd like you to pay more attention to the use of these suffixes in the exam and prefixes, and I hope you have understood well the meaning of these, the use of how we use this suffixes and prefixes. At the end, I can just say thank you for watching, and see you in my next video. Okay.